What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and get your hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is RuPaul, season 14, episode 6. And so this episode is the unconventional materials challenge, right? We've already had our sewing challenge, and now we have the unconventional, challenge. Our guest judge is Taraji P. Henson. Y'all know I'm always here for my girl Taraji. So we start this off, Rue comes in and talks to the girls and tells them that Michelle, has acquired this addiction to ordering from Glamazon Prime late at night, which of course all of us I think built up that addiction during the panty. And so she has all these extra boxes that the ladies now have to go through the boxes and use whatever's in those boxes to create their runway attire. And of course, as soon as she's like the Pip Boy brings the boxes out. Of course, the first thing is a free for all, and everybody is going in now. Miss Jessica decides that this is her opportunity. I mean, Jasmine, excuse me, decides that this is her opportunity because she did not do what she thought she should have done with the challenge, the sewing challenge. So now she is going to do it up, and she is going to get in the top. Diabetes also feels like this is her opportunity to make a splash. And so we see the ladies tearing the boxes up, and of course they're pulling out a little bit of everything. We got school supplies, we have clips, we have cookie cutters, and then of course they give you some material. They got some tablecloths and some drapes and blinds and things like that. So the ladies are going through, and everybody's finding something that they feel like they can use. Now, Rue comes in and she brings Carson with her to do a walkthrough with the ladies, and some of the conversations that stand out. Of course, Willow's situation is a little like unfinished. Willow was having a lot of trouble with her hands during this challenge because, of course, we know about her medical situation. And last time they had a sewing challenge, remember, Cornbread helped her out. But this time, she doesn't quite... I'm not saying nobody helped her, but we don't see that scene like we saw before with Cornbread being very helpful and helping her get everything that she needs to get done. So when they come around with her, hers is still very much like undone. Angeria's, she had these fans and she had these heavy drapes, and Carson and Rue were kind of worried about that, the heaviness of those drapes and how she was going to make it work. Jasmine, of course, came over with all these ideas, and their advice to her was edit. Like, you got a lot going on, you coming up with a lot, you got to edit. Maddie's was a whole mess. Maddie had these aprons and was creating this patchwork situation with the hoop skirt, the same way that he made the hoop skirt for the last challenge. And of course they're like, listen, you need to be very careful in how you doing this because it's looking like a quilt and it's not looking flattering. You need to figure out how you're going to work this out. George just had this heavy brown blanket material, which was really not flattering at all. And so the concern was what you gonna do with that. Now, when Diabetes came around, it was Diabetes' turn to have the critique. Of course, Diabetes was saying, I have this and I have that and I have this and I'm going to do this whole theme. She had this whole sock puppet thing, and she was going to build up her look around this puppet. And earlier, it was funny because she had this idea of like this doll baby thing, and that was actually Willow's original idea. And Dia was like, well, look, I just want to let you know that I already decided I'm going to do a doll baby theme, so you might want to, think about that again. And I felt like, on one hand, I was like, how's she going to tell him he can't do what he want to do? But then the flip side, I guess, I was like, well, I guess, at least that way they won't be coming down the runway doing the same thing. But I just don't think they would have. I mean, with the materials that they were given and how much they had to work with, I feel like it would have been okay if both of them had like a baby doll type theme going on. Because trust me, by the time what you thought you were going to start off with and what you ended up with at the end ain't always match up. So, it ain't always match up. So then, after Daya gets the critique, then Daya says, I would like to know if you guys can help me. What do I need to do? I've been safe. I haven't been in the top. I haven't been in the bottom since, you got eliminated. And so I don't know. I don't have a critique. I don't have anything to go by. I don't know what you need me to do that's going to help me get to the next level. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Now, I've never been through this before, so let me preface what I'm getting ready to say with I've never been in this situation before. I've never been in this type of a high powered competition situation. So with that being said, I'm always like concerned. Well, not concerned. I'm always irritated. Is really the word, with the people who are like, "Oh, I'm not getting any critiques because I'm always safe." Listen, the name of the game is to make it to the end. So if and I get it, you want to win. I get it. There are prizes. There's recognition. You're on the radar. I get all of that. But I also know that the object of the game is to stay around until the end. So if you're not in the bottom and you are safe, I just never understand people that get so irritated and get so upset about, I'm always safe. I'm just safe. I'm just safe. Now, I say all that because, like I said, never been in this type of a high-stakes competition. So, I'm sure it's different I'm sure it's a different view from the other side. But anyway, so then, basically their feedback to Daya was, listen, you've got to figure out a way to come from up underneath Crystal Method's shadow. Like, your makeup looks the same, your looks look the same, and so when we see you, we see Crystal Method, and we like Crystal Method, but we don't know you well enough to know whether we like you. And of course that irritated Daya. Daya was like, I am not Crystal. Yes, we have similarities, but I am not Crystal, and I'm so much different than her, and why can't the judges see that? So that was all of that. Now when they were at the mirror talk, you know how we always have to have our mirror talk, they were telling their stories of coming out. And Carrie talked about how basically she was put out her house. And I feel like she had mentioned that earlier when her and Cornbread sort of had that conversation. But she did talk about that. Maddie once again said how his mother really hasn't, I think he said his grandmother, because his mother hasn't been in his life since his parents got divorced. His dad knows that he, does drag, but his grandmother doesn't know. And he basically was like, she gonna find out here. So, good luck, with that sort of thing. Willow talked about how her mom is her best friend, y'all know what I'm saying. And how his biggest fan and his best friend, and he said basically they grew up watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and so his mom is ecstatic, so happy and so ecstatic. Jasmine told her. No, Lady Camden talked about how she told her dad as he was dropping her off at ballet camp and was like, Dad, I'm gay, bye. And they were like, okay, so let's get this straight. So you came out to your father as he was dropping you off at ballet camp? Okay. Think you didn't already know? So that was cute. So let's get to this runway. So it was Glamazon Primetime Runway. Lady Camden came out. Lady Camden looked like a Victoria's Secrets model with the wings. She had a whole wing thing going on. Had like a corset, bodysuit with like the straps hanging off of it, and it was made out of a pool, like a kiddie pool, and it was these pastel colors, and it was gorgeous. Like, that was the first thing I saw, and I said, oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. Pinning that, rewind. George's first outfit, that ugly brown situation, did not work out. It looked like a brown sack, okay? So he's scrambling around the workroom trying to put something together at the last minute. And Jeria helps him out and gives him some material that he's not using. And he's able to put something together. We're going to get back to that in a minute. So then we have Miss Jasmine Kennedy. Now, I liked Jasmine Kennedy's outfit. It was a bodysuit, but it had the sheer thing going on, and she had the prosthetic boobs that was shaking all over the place. The problem is it was over accessorized. I think had she just come out with the dress on and maybe that's it. It might have been okay, but you had the earrings and she made earrings out of the cookie cutters and bracelets out of the cookie cutters, and then she had a hat, and it was a lot. I liked it, like I said, when she first came down the runway, I did like it, but it was too much. The judges felt like it was just over accessorized. Diabetes had this whole coordinated pink and yellow outfit. She had the sock puppet on her hand. She had the bulging eyes and did the eye makeup and did the lip, the whole method, lip makeup situation. And to her credit, she did a whole look. I mean, she made her stockings. She did the eyes and sunglasses, and like she did the whole thing. But again, I think the judges just felt like it was just very Crystal Method. It didn't stand out. Like, it was nice, but I think the judges feel like we've seen that. Like, you're not showing us anything we haven't already seen. Maddie came out in this horrible patchwork dress, which, I think she was going for, hoedown. And I could see it at the hoedown. But it wasn't cute. It was just, I don't know. I didn't think it was as bad. Honestly, I really didn't think it was that bad. But I didn't think it was, but I definitely understood. She was in the bottom. And I definitely understood why the judges had her in the bottom. But, I don't know. It wasn't my least favorite. Honestly, I disagree with the judges on this one. So, we'll get back to that in a second. So then, yeah, I'm sorry. So then we had Willow Pill. Willow Pill came out in this contraption that had these long arms that went all the way down, like a monster type thing, but it was like a corset cutout. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite, But again, we know that Willow was working hard, and Willow said, "I'm just glad I had something to come down the runway in because it was hard. It was a rough go." Bosco had this whole blue hair, like anime blue outfit. The pants were like this shimmy blue pant situation, with a corset. I liked Bosco. Now Bosco was safe, but honestly, I liked Bosco. Willow Pill was safe as well. Diabetes was safe. Jasmine was in the bottom. Lady Camden was in the bottom. Deja Sky, had this whole goddess thing. I did not like Deja Sky's outfit, and she was in the bottom, but she wasn't really in the bottom. Y'all know how they always have that one person that they're really not in fear of going anywhere, but there's a critique there. So the dress itself, they didn't have a problem with the dress, which I didn't like the dress, but they had a problem with the accessories. They felt like the accessories made the dress look cheap. I personally didn't like none of it, especially since we know that Deja Sky can sew. I didn't like it at all. Angeria, beautiful. Oh my gosh. Angeria's outfit walked straight out of a Dynasty episode. She was Dominique Devereaux. She had this black suit with the peplum skirt, and the blinds that she made, and it gave like this high collar in the back. It was so cute. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. She was in the top. George's, George's had this whole cat suit, a la if J-Lo's Versace dress had a young punk rock 19-year-old sister is what it would have been. It was really just a bodysuit with the material sort of slashed over it and pinned on the side. Now, the judges went up for that outfit, and I absolutely didn't like it. And Diabetes ends up having a whole fit over that outfit, and the fact that it really was nothing, and she put so much work into hers, and she was just safe, but George's was at the top. I agree with her 100% on that. Now, I feel like the way she chose to express herself was a bit much, but I didn't disagree with her. I didn't like George's outfit at all. At all. Carrie Colby, I didn't like hers either. It was this corset thing with the braids hanging off. It was hideous. I don't even have a whole lot to describe it. It was just hideous. The top was Lady Camden, Angeria, and Georges. The bottom was Jasmine, Maddie, and like I said, Deja Sky. Now there was a whole listen. I normally don't bring y'all information from apt from Untucked, because honestly, a lot of times I don't even watch Untucked if you want to know the truth of the matter. But they had a whole fight, because shouts out to my nephew, It's Me D. He said, Auntie, make sure you watch Untucked, because, baby, it goes down. Now, Georges and Diabetes have a whole, not Diabetes. See, Georges and Diabetes have a thing next episode. Sorry, that's another situation. Georges and, Jasmine and Maddie, Lord, I had to get it together. They end up having a whole argument in the during Untucked, basically about who's gonna lip sync the best and who's gonna send who home. And Maddie was like, "I've done it before, I'll do it again." And Jasmine was like, "What you won't do is send me home. Like, you don't know what I had, you don't know what I'm bringing." And I feel like it was a situation where Maddie was confident, but you being confident, you throwing jabs like, "I hope you give the second best lip sync of the night." That's a hit. That's a direct hit to me, because now I'm looking at you side eye like, oh, that's what we doing. You hope I have the second best lip sync? Cool. Okay, I see where you going with that. And baby, it got nasty, honey, even to the point where Maddie tried to give Jasmine a hug before they went back out on stage, and Jasmine was like, "Nope, we good. Don't touch me. I don't want no hugs. We good." And baby, when they was lip syncing, because they were in the bottom, ended up being Jasmine and Maddie lip syncing, baby, both of them was flashing back to that fight in the workroom, talking about something. I gotta be on top because of what this happened, and because of the workroom, and because of this, and because of that. I said, oh my goodness gracious. Now the winner was Georges, and again, I disagree 100%. I disagree that Georges won that lip sync. I honestly, that one that I would have been okay with Lady Camden or Angeria getting it, but Georges, I just didn't see it. Now maybe other people saw it, and y'all can leave it in the comments, but baby, I just didn't see it, honey. But anyway, unfortunately or fortunately, however you look at it, the lip sync was Sugar Mama by Beyonce, and the person that went home was Maddie. I'm not too disappointed that Maddie was the one to go home. I feel like Maddie gave us what he had. I feel like Maddie gave us what he had. All right, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.